What's up, good folks? This your girl Bernicia. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, guys, by the title, I am here with another recap for Baddies Caribbean. So right now we're on episode 11. But before we get into episode 11, I want to kind of talk about the main event from last week's episode, which was episode 10. Okay, so during last week's episode, It's Dia and Slim, too bad, were evicted from the house. Now, Natalie did like this go around, let's start a conversation. Which one of the girls that you guys want to go home type situation with certain individuals in the group of girls. Okay. According to Natalie, majority of the girls voted for Dia and Slim Too Bad to be kicked off the show and to bring in some replacements to replace those two girls. Now, I'll start off by saying this. It confused the fuck out of me at first. All right. Now, I can understand it's Dia, her getting kicked off the show because, you know, truth be told, she's a cute girl. She is an islander, but she's boring. Okay. We've seen her get her ass whooped a couple of times. I just really don't think that she's cut out for the Baddies show. Okay, so with that being said, I expected them to vote her out. Slim, that caught me off guard because it's like Slim like besties with Natalie and she was hanging with the it girls in the group. So I don't understand why all of a sudden, you know, Slim was, you know, the one that was voted out or whatever. Now, what I was most surprised about is the fact that Gretchen and Bianca wasn't voted out. Now, with that being said, Bianca had taken off after her fight or her sit down with Sapphire. Bianca had taken off and went somewhere, I guess, to get a break from the show. And Gretch was just standing there looking surprised, not saying a motherfucking thing, which was the smartest thing for her to do at that time because the focus was not on her. Surprisingly so. Natalie decided to evict Dia and Slim during a gathering. I guess the girls were getting ready to leave and head to the Dominican Republic, and this was the last night before they left. Okay, so she gave the girls an option to be to go to the replacement house to have an opportunity to come back on the show, or they could just simply go home. Okay, but Slim didn't take the news too well. Slim was upset and she was asking like who wanted me out, this, that, and the third. Now, from what I could see, the ones who was most vocal were Meatball. I believe Jayla said that Slim was boring, and if I'm not mistaken, Diamond. Okay, so those three were the three that from what I saw, said that she needed to be out. Okay, Meatball did get in her face and tell her that she voted her out for such and such reasons. Okay, and she acted like she didn't want, you know what I'm saying? She acted like she didn't want no smoke for Meatball. She didn't hit Meatball. Instead, she went for Diamond. When she went for Diamond, for me, that's what solidified the fact that she needed to go home. Okay, that gave me Dick Rider energy because I feel like regardless of whether or not her and Tink was cool, Meatball had voted her out, and since she wanted to fade with whoever voted her out, Meatball stepped to the field. She should have swung on Meatball. Okay, the fact that she went over and chose Diamond out of the group, I just feel like she chose Diamond because Diamond had already been fighting everybody. Diamond was kind of the weakest link, not to mention she had a little spiff with Diamond before, so I see, you know what I'm saying, that's why she went for Diamond. But at the same time, I feel like when she called out for whoever, Meatball was the one that stepped in the field. That's who she should have went off on. But because she was scared to take a fade with Meatball, she decided to take one with Diamond and got her ass whooped. They went 2 rounds and Diamond whooped her ass. Went out real bad. Not to mention the fact that the girls decided to go out to the club their last night in Barbados, and Slim decided to go out to the club. For me, I don't see, me personally, I wouldn't have went out to the club. Listen, y'all bitches voted me out the house. Y'all taking bread out my mouth, out my family's mouth, out of my pockets. I don't want to fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I would have just took my exit, but they decided to go out. Okay, so fast forward to this week's episode. because in the prior episode, you got Anna and Rolly. They came back. Them two are still feuding, of course. And so now we're at this week's episode. So now we're on episode 11, okay? And the episode starts off, you got Dia and Slim, they're packing up. They don't been evicted, so they're going home. Okay, so they sit down, they're having a conversation about the eviction and everything like that and what went down. And so Slim starts to talk about, about the fact that she was trying to call out whoever wanted her gone. And so Dia asked her, she was like, well, didn't you notice Meatball? Like, Meatball got in the floor and said that she wanted you out the house. And Slim acted as if she didn't hear anything that Meatball said. Like, she tried to act like she didn't know that Meatball said what she said. But I'm just like, girl, Meatball got in your face and said that she was one of the people that wanted you out the house. And she told you why she wanted you out the house. And you still turned around and was like, who said I needed to go? Who said they wanted me out? Well, bitch, ain't the person who said it standing right in your motherfucking face. Even though Meatball wasn't the only person. Meatball wasn't the only person who said that Slim should go. But she was the motherfucker that stepped to the floor. So if you was going to call out anybody and that person stepped up, I don't give a fuck who she was supposed to have got it. But instead, you went and fought Diamond, who was sitting down, who said that she didn't want to fight you. It was just ridiculous. Like I said, she went out bad because it just looked bad for her. But I still feel like they should have, Gretchen and Bianca should have been the ones that they picked to go home, like off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Those were two girls who came in, started shit, and nobody really gets along with those girls. You don't see them hanging out with the other girls like that or trying to make friendships with the other girls. I feel like they really should be the ones to go home, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So anyway, those two, bye, sayonara Escobar, bitch. Anyway, so the girls get ready to travel because they're leaving Barbados and they're going to or they're leaving Puerto Rico and they're going to Dominican Republic. Okay, so anyway, on the jet ride, Natalie mentions the fact that she'd been getting several text messages from Ahna. So apparently, and this happened off camera, and I'm so fucking mad that they didn't catch this on camera, but Ahna apparently was staying at the same hotel that Mariah Lynn's mom was, okay? Mariah Lynn had flew her mom to Puerto Rico. It was a little side thing for her and her mom. And so her mom was out there, right? Her mom and another family member. Anyway, they see Ahna, I guess, in the cafeteria area doing breakfast or whatever. And then that's when the altercation breaks out between Ahna and Mariah Lynn's mom and aunt or whoever the hell was the other family member, okay? But we'll get into that later. I just found that interesting when Natalie brought it up, okay? So since I'm going chronologically, we'll talk about that later. So anyway, the girls get to Dominican Republic, and I swear this has got to be the best house that I have seen them have on Zeus. Like, this house is hands down the best one. The shit looked like a hotel. It looked like a resort hotel lobby. I mean, the pools, the entrance, everything was just sweet. Tell me about it. Like, you could tell, like, Zeus is definitely getting money, okay? And I'm really happy for Biggie because, this is her opportunity to do her big one, big Dominican. So we'll see. We'll see, child. Now, according to Natalie, the new girls that have been picked, Jelly, Nunu, Big Kiva, and J.O., the four girls that were picked out of the replacement group, they were traveling. They was traveling the whole time with the baddies, but they were, kept separate from the girls, okay? And so Natalie was discussing with this group of girls in the room who all to bring in or whatever. And so then the conversation about Gretch comes up, and this is where I'm like, okay, finally, because bitch, Gretch and Bianca should have been gone. So Scotty and Jayla says that Gretch needs to leave, right? And Scotty was kind of like very like, persistent on the fact that Gretch needs to be out the house. And I don't know if anybody noticed, it seemed like Natalie low-key got irritated with Scotty. And I don't think it's because she was saying that, Gretch needed to be out the house. I think that at this point it's pretty obvious. I think it was something else underlying there, because Natalie was like, I like to see Scotty evict Gretch out the house or whatever. The way that she was being sarcastic as far as Scotty was concerned, especially in the confessional, I just feel like, yeah, it's definitely some bullshit brewing with Scotty, okay? And then the whole thing when Scotty was like, ain't nobody gonna touch me, ain't nobody's gonna confront me or whatever, woo the woo. So Scotty's feeling pretty confident about her position on the show, and Natalie seemed like she's not feeling it, okay? So anyway, Natalie says that she wanted to go about the next eviction doing anonymous voting about who to come in, who to bring in, who to kick out, okay? And if you ask me, the bitch should have did that the first time, okay? The way she went about the evictions the first time was completely chaotic and unorganized. Had she went about it a better way and got the perspectives from everybody, it wouldn't have ended up being the way it was. If everybody had done voted Slim out at that point and it was clear that Slim had been voted out by everybody, then maybe she wouldn't have given that reaction. She probably would have still been upset, but as far as like, if everybody would have just been like, hey, it was a unanimous vote, all of us said that you had to go, it's nothing to be argued with at that point. But the way that she went about it, she asked a couple of girls, and that was that. She didn't discuss with the whole group, because some girls didn't even know that they were doing the eviction. So yes, I think it's smarter to do it as an anonymous voting this time, okay? And if anything, Natalie act like she was scared to evict the girls, because if anybody calls the shots when it comes to certain things, it's Natalie. So I feel like she's asking everybody, who do you want to go? Who do you guys want to go? But it's like, if you're going to ask, go by what they say, not go against what they're saying. So I didn't understand why it was a debate as far as Gretch and Bianca was concerned. But yeah, child, I'm just assuming that the next eviction is probably going to be pretty damn messy. So in this scene, a few of the girls are sitting in front of the house, and you have Scotty, Rolly, Biggie, Taseki, and then Mariah pulls up. So from the minute Mariah pulls up, she's like, oh, where's Ahna? Where's Ahna? I got to see Ahna. You know what I'm saying? So she's fired up, and then she goes to telling the girls about, what happened from her perspective, or what she had heard happen between her mom and Ahna. Now, Mariah saying that Ahna, that her mom was having breakfast, and that Ahna came up from the pool. She went into the kitchen to get something, and say that her mom had said something to Ahna, and then Ahna came back out and ended up confronting them. And I guess that's where the fight started. Child, where is the camera footage? Where is the footage? I need to see this shit. So anywho, while she's going off about whatever about Ahna, Rolly decides to check her about a text message that she apparently texted somebody saying that her and Taseki deserved better treatment than some of the girls in the house. So I was just like, well, goddamn, bitch, how is it that you come in to check a bitch and you get checked in the process? Ain't that some shit? But according to Rolly, Mariah Lynn was around here texting somebody and talking about some girls, and for one, Rolly just got back. So even if Mariah did say that dumb shit, like, who gives a fuck, okay? Like, bitch, Mariah Lynn nor Taseki is the star. Don't get me wrong. Like, Taseki pretty much sit in the background. She's pretty much boring, other than the fact that we know she can be activated, okay? So I'm pretty sure that's why she's still on the show. Because she doesn't have no hellified personality. The bitch just kind of plays in the background. But we do know that she will be activated, okay? Mariah is messy, but stars of the show, no. Okay, so whoever the fuck she was texting, Bless you. Whoever she was texting is messy as fuck anyway for even showing that message around. They got, at this point, I think these girls just need to stop talking to production and whoever that's behind the scenes that's carrying these bones around. Because at this point, Mariah got her hands full. Like, bitch, you still got unresolved issues with Bianca. Hell, you and Asian Doll on sketchy islands. And then now you have beef with Ahna. So yeah, she got her hands full. What I will say though, Rolly seems like she got a bit of an attitude. Okay, I don't know if it's the new BBL or what, but the way that she was sitting up there talking, she made me mad. Because first of all, when she got up, I guess Scotty bumped her or hit her by accident. I didn't like how she came out her mouth and said, "Ow, you hit me, you fucking horror monkey," or some shit she called Scotty. And I just was like, God damn, like, bitch, it was an accident. Like, you verbally assaulting this girl with your motherfucking mouth. Like, was it that serious? But hell, I mean, that's the difference between me and Scotty. At that point, I would have hit that bitch in the other titty. What you gonna do, ho? And if you say something else, I kick you in all them fucking stitches. Like, she was not gonna talk to me like that. But see, this is a part of the reason why Scotty gets tried, because that's something that she should have jumped down Rolly's neck for. She shouldn't have let that shit slide by. But okay, I get it. You know, she's cool with Rolly or whatever, and I guess she ain't want to start nothing. But bitch, you started, I'm gonna finish it. That's the way I act. All right. So next, I want to talk about the Gretch and Cali situation. So the show this episode pretty much ended with Gretch and Cali getting into it. Now, as you guys know, if you've been watching the show, only person that's been cool or, you know, chatting it up with Gretch pretty much has been Cali. Okay. So these two is somewhat the what you call it, the black sheeps, the outsiders or whatever. And, you know, for the most part, Cali has managed to kind of intermix herself a little bit with the other girls. She's been, you know, trying to get to know the other girls, talking to them, and et cetera, et cetera. So I guess Cali has been the gateway between Gretch and the other girls. So at this point, Natalie has it in her head that since Cali and Gretch are so cool, that she should have Cali talk to Gretch about the whole nigga situation and try to figure out where Gretch is at, and would it be okay for her to just, you know, immerse Gretch back into the group. So anywho, Cali and Gretch are standing out on the beach and they're talking about the whole nigga situation. And so Cali tells her, like, you know, you shouldn't be saying it because you know that the other girls don't like it. But then it goes left field because Gretch goes to getting animated and loud, and then she gets in Cali's face. Cali goes on the defense. And so it turns into, like, you know, both of these motherfuckers, strangely enough, for nigga to be the key word this season, both of these bitches the whole time they go to arguing with each other. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, nigga that, nigga this. It was just ridiculous. Not to mention the fact that Gretch kept walking up on Cali, and the way that she was coming up on Cali kept pushing her back. You know, it didn't appear that Gretch wanted to fight. Like, it didn't seem like Gretch wanted to fight her, because every time Cali would push her back, instead of the bitch just, you know what I'm saying, throwing hands, she just kept walking up on her like, oh, you gonna switch out on me? You gonna switch out on me? Now, I had to take a step back and kind of look at the situation a little bit better. Now, from what I stand, I think that Gretch, you know, has started to consider Cali a friend. And I think that when she got loud and overreacted, Cali's response caught her off guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that she intended to get into it with Cali, but Gretch kind of gets in her emotions and she kind of goes off the handle a little bit. It's like once she's going off, it's just like whoever gets hit with a bullet gets hit with the bullet, right? And so I think that's kind of what happened in this situation. Like, Gretch got animated about, you know, the conversation, and then, you know, Cali got immediately on the defensive. But at the same time, it's like, bitch, why you keep walking up on a girl? Like, clearly she feels threatened by the fact that you keep walking up on her. Like, why keep doing that if you're not trying to fight her? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can express yourself and get your side of the opinion from a 10 feet distance, bitch. Keep it COVID distance. Like, you know what I'm saying? She kept walking up on the girl. And so Cali kept pushing her back. And then eventually they end up coming to blows. But it was after so much of this back and forth shit. They arguing. They going back and forth against each other. And then you can tell from the confessionals that they were both doing that obviously both of them felt some kind of way, like feelings hurt, like Cali felt like, goddamn, bitch, like, why you turning on me? I'm the only bitch that was talking to you. You running up on me. And then you got Gretch who's feeling like Cali's don't flip the switch on her. And Cali's trying to show out on her. This, that, and the third. But listen, bitch, if you run up on me, I don't give a fuck. Especially if we having a heated conversation, you getting all in my face, I'm gonna immediately assume that you want to do something. And Cali did ask her, like, bitch, you want to fight? Like, what's up? What's up? You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I don't think that initially Gretch wanted to fight. I don't really feel like she wanted to fight Cali. I just think that it was just a heat of the moment and everything that was going on at the time. Neither one of them, was thinking clearly about the situation. But either way, they ended up getting into it. And I guess the rest of their fight is going to fall into the next episode. Child, it's a mess. And at this point, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out like what they're going to do about the whole Bianca situation. Like, I know she's going to come back. We're going to see Bianca or whatever with the boo. But I wonder what they're really going to do about that, because this bitch done went off and took a fucking break. Bitch, she should have been kicked out of the house. Same thing with Gretch. Like, Gretch, I'd like, don't get me wrong. It is unfair. It is very much unfair how from the minute the bitch walked in the house, she was under attack, under fire, and it hasn't stopped since. However, there have been opportunities for her to try to rectify her situation with the girls, because like she didn't come in with the intent on hurting anybody, being offending anybody. She, and I'm pretty sure that under regular circumstances, the girls would actually like Gretch, but between her being stubborn and standing on the nigga situation and all the fights and the beef and the chaos that don't happen, her biting fucking Jayla, I just think that too much has happened at this point, okay? It's unfortunate, but girl, you just need to get off the show. Like, it's just not for you. At least this season's not for you. If anything, I would have talked to the production and see if there's any way that I could come back for another season, because this season she got a rough start. And I don't think it's going to get any better for her. So for that reason, for those reasons, her ass needs to go. And Bianca too. Because like I said, the bitch is not adding anything. When she was supposed to step in and come with it, she didn't. She came in going off swinging wild with her eyes closed, and ended up it's just a whole messy situation with Bianca. And I don't think that she's necessary on the show as far as entertainment wise. Like, we don't need her. You know what I'm saying? We don't need her. And I don't like the shady shit and the weird shit that she has going on with Mariah. Not saying that Mariah is innocent in all of this. No, Mariah is messy as fuck too. But I just don't like the way that Bianca handled herself in certain situations. So yeah, those two need to fucking go. But child, let me know what you guys think about this episode. How you guys liking this season so far? And also, who do you think should leave off the show? And who do you think should be brought in? Like, they did pick 4 replacements, but do you think that these girls should come in to replace certain individuals in the show? So with that being said, I love you guys. It's been nice, but deuces.